got off the phone with Shiz. I asked him if he got his Spawn figures yet. He said no. I was like, damn, man, I got mine Friday. I was at the Daytona race checking that out, which was awesome, by the way, even though Tomac won, which I do like Tomac, but I was hoping for a Cooper win or a Barsha win, especially Barsha. That would have been amazing. Enough about that. I know you didn't come here for the race. You came here to check out these figures, which, you know what, maybe I'll throw in a little sneak bit of the video of the race on the end of the video. You came here to check out these Spawn figures. I'm thinking, you were probably sitting there going, man, I wish that somebody would do a review on these figures that's not trying to suck Todd's dick for free figures, or somebody that actually collects Spawn action figures. Well, guess what? You came to the right spot, because I'm both of those. And you can pull out tons of comparisons to compare this, because everybody that got a free one isn't a Spawn collector. They're just guys trying to, I don't want, whatever. I actually like some of those guys that got free toys. So maybe I'll just stop that there. So what you got is a $20 action figure in a $40 collector box. Yes, the action figure is amazing, but they charge you $60. And if you're sitting there going, man, I missed the boat on this one, I would like to get these. Well, it's not too late, because you can go on eBay and get one of these figures, like one of these is going for $250. Now, granted, he charged us $60 for a $20 action figure with the $40 box, so it's $60. So it's like, I don't know, $130 after shipping and everything. Not a horrible deal. Like, I was kind of thinking, man, that's really overpriced for a figure that he's probably going to repaint. So getting to the repaint, if you missed out on these and you're like, man, should I go on eBay and should I spend $250 for one of these? He's Todd. Is he going to remake this exact figure? Absolutely not. Is he going to remake the classic and the modern Spawn over? Yeah, he's bringing Spawn back. You're probably going to get 6 different versions of the modern Spawn, 6 different versions of the classic Spawn. You already have the Mortal Kombat Spawn. Don't be that guy that goes on eBay and spends $250 for a $20 action figure just because you think you missed the boat. You didn't. He's going to repaint it, shuffle it back out, retool it, resculpt it. You'll get your figure. Let's go ahead and do like a slight unboxing video of one of these things where I can show you how detailed the box comes. He really went all out on when he packed this thing up to ship. He put it in a big giant box, then he put another big giant box, protected the corners, used the thickest cardboard known to mankind. Then he put it in this box, padded everything in foam. He killed it on that. If you wanted to display this thing in the box, you kind of have that option. He gives you a reusable clamshell. You know what? Let's just show you the box.
It's not the first time I've seen the side of you. I'm through, and now you're walking on such a thin line, and I'm about to lose my nerve when all of this has cost me so much. Now leaving in the dust everything we had, you threw it away, and I have wasted too much.
Alright, I think unboxing videos are extremely gay, but I don't normally get a box like this, so we'll go ahead and run this down real quick. Here's the box when you take it out of the other box. It's in the other box that's protected. This one's red. The other one has the green, has that foil print on there. Amazing. He toughly killed that. You also have the small image there. You have the dates on the side of when he started. Really nice. And then this is one of those slip-off deals where you slip this off. And then underneath that, you got yet another amazing box. I'm trying to get the camera just right for you can see it. So then you have the Spawn figure here. Light it up a little bit. You have the Spawn box here, and then you have this fancy tab here. You can pull the tab, which then that opens this box. And then you got everything really nicely displayed inside of that box, which he killed it on that. It's like, it looks like the box costs more than the toy. That's probably because the box did cost more than the toy, considering the box is like $40 with a $20 action figure inside of it. And then you got this foam here. You got your certificate here. You know, because you want to flex on dudes and let them know that you got the real thing with Todd's signature on there, because this matters. I don't understand that. And then you have this thing here for Todd can show you all the articulation, how much money he made on it, because you didn't already know that he was like insanely multi-millionaire. You got the foam that goes over this here, and then inside of this you got all the stuff properly displayed right here in the window box, which is actually really cool. You got the big heavy-duty sword. That's amazing. It is really good. Like, I'm trying to make fun of this as much as I can, but it's actually pretty hard. You have the knife, which you get the knife, and the other one, which I didn't really think that was a great accessory, but I mean, it's an accessory and I'll take it. And then you got this one where you can hold the nectoplasm effect in his hand, which this I actually really like. I could think of a blast effect I would like more than this, but I do like that. And then you have, I always call this the Hamburger Head spawn inside of there. Man, that looks good. This head, this painted head, is the whole reason why I got 2 action figures, because I was just going to get the modern version, not the classic version. But when he painted this head, I redid my order and got 2 figures, because I was like, wow, I really would like to display that. Like, that makes it really cool. And then if you look at this box and you got to like kind of dump this out. So I'll try to dump this out. It's coming, guys. Hang in with me. Okay. Get this thing off. Get this box out of here. Which I'm gonna have a hard time throwing that box away. And so then you look at this thing. You got more foam on the back, which protects the clamshell, which is actually really nice. There's the other foam insert. Get all this shit out of here. And then you have your action figure in a clamshell that's reusable, which that's I really like that. I really think you did a good job on that. And then you got the clamshell, which opens up on this side, and then you can get your comic book out, which it comes with the real comic book in a sleeve here. You can take that thing out of the comic book, which the comic book, you could probably sell the comic book for what you paid for the toy, and then break even and maybe not feel like you got ripped off. Actually, I don't feel like I got ripped off on this. I think $130 for this presentation and these toys. I actually kind of feel like I got a pretty good deal. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to sell these comic books or get my monies back. That would actually be pretty cool, because I don't really think that I want to sell these action figures, even though I know that he's going to remake these characters more times than we can count. So you got your reusable clamshell here, which is really nice. If you want to like take this thing out, play with it, have buyer's remorse, and then sell it, you can also do that. And then you get this thing out of the other clamshell. And then you actually get your figure out of here. Like, this packaging is insane. He definitely did a good job on that. And then you got your action figure in here. Now this is really cool, because this one actually comes with a gun inside of here. The classic one, the modern one comes with a gun, but it doesn't come with the sword. So you actually get like a bonus gun with that. And it's a different gun than that. Let's get these things freed up out of the plastic and I'll walk you through them. All right, I got these 2 bad boys out of the package. Actually took a minute to play with them, move them around a little bit, see what I was spending my money on, to see if I feel like I got my money's worth. I absolutely do. They're $60 each, basically. You know, I mean, when you get them on your doorstep, that's what you paid for the action figure. So it's like a $20 action figure with an amazing paint job. Both these things are painted absolutely flawless. He totally killed it on the paint job. The articulation, I don't even give a shit about articulation, but I can tell you right now that he's a little off on the articulation, which if it was a statue, I'd be totally cool with it. So I'm not going to beat the articulation up. The only things that I don't really like about the articulation is that he's still putting pins in his action figures, which, Todd, you're better than that. I mean, you got all these other shitty toy companies making action figures pinless now, and you just got back in the game, and you haven't even realized that pinless is actually a thing now. I've always liked my pinless action figures more than my action figures with pins. even though these things have amazing paint jobs, like look at it, it actually has like airbrushing and detail, which is something that we don't get very often. So if you look at these figures, like $20 action figures, he hit a home run. If you look at them as a $60 action figure, which is what they actually really are, because that's what I paid for them to get them on my doorstep, and I actually feel like I got my money's worth. The fact that I could sell these things for $250 each really makes me feel good about my purchase. The one over here, the modern one, actually comes with another gun like this. This thing is absolutely amazing. The painting, this is like McFarlane. This is the McFarlane that I grew up with. This is the McFarlane that I fell in love with. Does the gun do anything? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's a chunk of plastic. It's not like the slide moves. Once again, this is like $20 action figure with a really good paint job. So if you're looking at it like that, like it's toy of the year. If you're looking at a $60 toy action figure, then it's actually still a pretty good toy. This one comes with the Al Simmons head. The head, not really a fan of it, man. It looks a little off to me. It's super black in the back of the head, which I don't know what he was trying to accomplish there. Maybe like a shadowing effect when you put it in there. And then it's got the hood behind it. Painted the eyes green. It is cool. I didn't really want this. I'm definitely not going to put it on that. I always thought that was like the zipper head, and that was like the hamburger head, which I definitely like that. And then over here you have the classic head, which I really like. I would love to put that thing on there, but that screaming head is the reason why that figure is there. So that's definitely going to go on the action figure. The Al Simmons head, no big deal. We will do some comparisons because this is actually one of those channels. Like Todd doesn't call me up to give him an interview on my YouTube channel. He calls up other YouTube channels that have never bought his shit and don't collect Spawn. But that's weird. Keep calling them, Todd, because they have no clue who you are or anything that you've ever did. But don't call up an action figure collector that actually collects your shit, that does reviews on them, which I don't really do that many reviews anymore, especially now that you stopped giving me free toys. It does come with a ton of extra hands. The hands on this thing are amazing. Like, it's so hard to not put that hand on there. Look at the paint job. The sculpt, I know my hands are a little dirty. I just got off work, so I apologize for that. I was going to wash them, but I was actually really excited to play with these Spawn toys. And I don't get excited about action figures that often anymore. But these was something I was definitely looking forward to. There's the accessories. It comes with the stand. The stand is cute. You definitely don't need it because he leans on the cape. This figure stands better than any figure I have in my collection. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at him. I went ahead and put like that hand on there that can hold that plasma, just because that effect is amazing, which I'll use this on like a different Spawn figure. I'm not letting any of these things go away. This one also comes with a knife. The classic one, which I'll put that knife on another Spawn figure because I got every Spawn figure ever made because I'm actually a fan. But hey, Todd, don't call me for an interview. Just keep calling guys with big YouTube channels that don't have a fucking clue about your action figures whatsoever. Sorry, I'm not really bitter. I'm a little bitter. But anyway, back to the action figure. So you got this thing here. Look at the paint on this. Absolutely flawless. I know a lot of guys are a little pissed off because they had a pre-post torso. That's actually one of my favorite things about the action figure. I'm so glad that he didn't break this up with a joint. Thank you, Todd. Thank you for keeping a little bit of your roots and not completely selling out with articulation, because that looks amazing. I really love how you did that. Let's go ahead and start at the top and work our way down. First off, the head. The head sculpt is amazing. The articulation on this is a joke, Todd. You shouldn't even have had articulation because you can't pose the head anywhere but down. Like, that's it. That's the only spot you can pose it, because if you pitch it back, then you got this big gaping hole in there. If you turn it around, then you got that. Like, yeah, that's how I want to display my figure. It was stupid. Why does he not have a joint at the head like he did on this one? I'm totally clueless. And why would you build all that bulk on the neck? God, that was a horrible idea. I don't know, maybe he's just trying to figure this articulation thing out. Maybe that's something he'll work on and get better in time. And then you have the cape here. He has a pivot here, like a hinge here, which is totally hidden, actually works really well. The cape is flawless. Like, you turn it around, like, that thing doesn't even bother me. Like, God, he killed it on the cape. This, fans, this is that's airbrushing. That's something that we don't see. It's a lost, hidden talent. Todd, bring it back. Thank you so much for bringing that back, Todd. I really do appreciate it. I'm talking to you like you're actually going to watch this video, which I think you used to watch them. That's probably why I don't get free toys anymore. This one is this. This is what's cool about this. On the modern one, you got this like this glove on here with the spikes on there. The other one doesn't. You also got the club foot on this one. That one doesn't. For the rest of the articulation, you got a butterfly joint here, which actually works pretty good. You got a bicep swivel here. You got a cut here and a single pin, which you show the pin. Todd, come on, man. You're better than that. Get rid of the pin. The articulation works a little good. It's a little stiff. I also don't want to force it too much and break it. And one of the things that he did on this toy, look at this freaking, which will take a minute on this one. Look at that wrist articulation. Normally, I think his wrist articulation sucks like really bad, but he bring that like the forearm out further to hide the joint, and then he has a pivot on there, and then it moves that's probably the best wrist articulation I have ever seen. Todd, you absolutely killed it. I don't know how you can shine on that and then blow it on that neck joint so bad. And then you have like the ab crunch here, like the waist, which I think he did. He's got the rubber shorts on it. I love that. Look at that. Totally seamless, works perfectly. Thank you for not putting a cut in here. I know everybody was saying they wanted a cut there. Thanks for not listening to them because they have no fucking clue what a Spawn figure is supposed to look like. Then if you go up here, you got the rubber shorts here. That is what a joint's supposed to look like. That's really clean, totally flawless. Thank you for not doing a thigh cut here. I'm really happy that you did a thigh cut. That's how you do a thigh cut. Because everybody goes, oh, I wish they had a thigh cut. No, I don't. I hate a thigh cut. I hate that joint. I love this. That is action figure perfection. Look at that. That is what a thigh cut is supposed to look like. You can't. Hidden articulation is how articulation is supposed to be done. It looks like a work of art. I can also let my kids play with it because it's still a toy, even though it says it's not a toy on the box. Come on, Todd. You know it's a toy. You just don't want to get caught up in a lawsuit or something. It's got the double jointed knees, which you've seen those before. You see the big bulky pins there. He actually hit them pretty good on this one. Another thing where he shined is down here. Once again, he's got the spike collar around here. That swivels around. I wish he would have did something similar over here. He didn't. Doesn't really matter because I'm not really going to pose it. I'm going to pose it one way and leave it. The ankle, he actually did a really good ankle joint. As far as an ankle pivot, does it pivot? Yeah, okay, it kind of pivots a little bit, goes side to side, goes up and down, toe articulation, totally hidden. Killed it on that. There's your Spawn action figure. I love it. I absolutely love it. Watch this thing. I'll just plop him right down and he'll stand. I put the stand on this one, which I'm not going to use those because he really doesn't need it because he leans on the cape. Here's the other gun that this guy, I was like, man, I didn't get this gun with this one. And then you open it up and he's like, this gun is like hidden in the package. It's not even like it was like an add-on, so he didn't have room to put it. The foam is just like a bonus gun, which thank you, Todd, for adding that. I definitely appreciate that. The sword is one of the best Spawn swords ever made. I actually like the one with all the Mel's bulge of blood on it, where he came with a Mel's bulge of head. Might pull that out, but I think I've pulled it out in many other videos. The articulation on this is just like that. The only difference is this hand here doesn't have that glove on it, and then this has the normal foot on it, which I never really liked, that club foot. It always kind of weird, but then I look at it and I'm like, it does look cool though, and it makes your action figure stand even better. Look at the paint job on that. That's not my lighting. That's like shadows of highlight airbrushed. You gotta be kidding me. The Hamburger Head, Screaming Head. Oh, where's the maggots at, Todd? You couldn't throw in a couple maggots on there? You did it before. There's these, like every other Spawn video that you've ever seen. I'm actually going to show you some comparisons as for the Spawn collection. Let's get so if you're sitting there all bummed out going, man, I really wish I would have got that modern Spawn. I'll probably never see a modern Spawn again. Well, you could just go out to the store and get either one of these 3 Mortal Kombat Spawns. That's basically the modern Spawn right there. And plus you have all these other ones that he made, and I was trying to get out all the modern Spawns that he's made, and I have at least 10 more on the shelf. Maybe I will do a quick Spawn collection video just for you can kind of see them, because there's just a handful of some of the modern Spawns that he did. So guess what, folks? There will be an opportunity to get this figure again at a lower price tag, like 20 bucks. Don't spend the 250 bucks on eBay. He's going to remake this in any way, shape, or form. I'm thinking probably the same exact figure with a different cape. It's kind of is what it is. I mean, for a $20 action figure, I don't know, maybe that's like a $25 action figure. I do really love that action figure. Let's check out the other one. All right, so I was going through my Spawn collection to pull out all these classic Spawns, and I was like, oh my God, I really don't have that many classic Spawns. Like, I went through there, yes, there's some variations of Spawn in a classic form that I didn't pull out, but for the most part, this was it. You got this one, which you don't see very often. This is one of those really expensive ones that you missed out on, that you ask your girlfriend, wife, or somebody for Christmas or your birthday, because you don't want to pull the trigger on that. I think that thing was like $80 or something, but it's really cool. He's sitting there hanging like he's hanging from a comic book cover. Definitely love that. That's basically a statue, but still one of my favorite action figures of all time. Then you have this one. This is the one we just got, which I absolutely love that figure. Love the shading on him. Like, that actually looks like his old stuff, but articulated. Like, congratulations, Todd. You actually did it. It looks really good. Then you have some of these other ones down here. One crouching down, one standing up, one with tons of guns. He's cool. He's Spawn. Let's do a couple comparisons. Only because Toys just told me to do a couple comparisons, because nobody has any other Spawn action figures to compare it with. All right, so here's the comparisons. I actually think he works pretty good as far as the size. You got Trash Heap back here, which I always thought that figure was way too small, but he's one of my favorite figures. God, almost every figure that he did back in the day was like my favorite figure. I love that Trash Heap. You don't see stuff like that anymore. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at him, just in case you haven't seen him. I know he might have a little dust on him, but look at all the trash, the glass in him, the shovel handle, the tire, the skull, the fake rebar or thread all. What's that? Some kind of rod going through his leg, a toilet seat, scissors. I love this action figure. One of my favorite action figures, and actually has some pretty decent articulation, at least for me. I actually think that's some pretty decent articulation. Then you have the Violator, which I pulled out the other Violator. This is the other Violator with a horn that comes down, but mine always comes down, so I didn't feel like pulling that Violator out again. So I went ahead and pulled out this Violator. Definitely looking forward to that new Violator. I think this one's way too small to go with that figure. Hopefully that new one that he's making, God, that thing looks amazing. Hopefully it's just something we can buy in the store, and he doesn't hustle us with this Kickstarter thing again and get more money out of us. Then you have his old lady Wanda and his kid. Look at that. Like, look at that size compare. Man, those, like, it works. It totally works. Like, the paint on this new one is good enough to go with the paint on his old ones. Like, look how good he used to do. Look at that paint. Oh, look at that. It's just amazing. Got a hot outfit on. Like, oh, Wanda, you definitely got it. No wonder why your best friend's trying to hit that. Looks really good. Then over here you have the Al Simmons Atkins figure, which, yes, it's a statue. Yes, it's pre-posed. And yes, I love it just like that, because I don't really pose my action figures. I just take this thing, stick it on my shelf, and that looks truly amazing. And way back here you have the Cyborg, not that new big giant Cyborg, which I probably shouldn't have bought, but I bought anyway. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. That thing looks pretty good for 20 bucks. But that's my favorite one. I thought I'd pull him out for a size comparison, which I actually kind of like the size comparison on those two. That's my review. Miss you guys. And like always, thanks for watching. How is it, Ho-Ho?
That's awesome.
What's in there?
Amigos.
Oh. Good.
Huh? Let's go. Come on.
Go do your Instagram bullshit that you
Okay,
girls do. Go out there and do your little dance around thing.
Oh, me?
Do your little hip hop thing that you girls do.
Hip hop.
What do you guys do? What do you girls do?
Oh, hip hop.